I was born in Youngstown, Ohio. I'm 47 years old. I have 5 brothers and sisters. We moved a lot, you know. So like long-term friends and stuff like that are really learning to fashion deep bonds at an early age with people outside of my family. I didn't get to do that too often. High school, I graduated from South High School in 1988, okay? I didn't play sports. I was in LD classes. I used to wouldn't tell people that. I was popular, you know. Everybody knew me. To me, I think I was typical young African-American male in economically deprived community, you know. Monty is a nickname for me. It's a lifestyle. He was a persona. And I'm pretty sure that I was in the club one night and somebody just hollered out. It was a female, you know, "Hey, Monty," and the tone, the tone fit, and that was the birth of Monty. I've been locked up 23 years for something a street persona did. Some clown that I let girls and my partners be. I think most of Monty was fear. You know, I think most of Monty was a fear-based person. You know, I didn't want you, I was hiding a lot of things. And it's like magic. If this wasn't right, I would force you to look at this. You know, it took me a long time to realize that, but that's what it was. And once I realized it, I began to realize that that's what it was with a lot of my friends/associates. Like I said, I was sentenced to 23 years to life and sent to Lorraine, and from Lorraine to Lucasville. Lucasville is prison. You know, if you don't know what prison is and you want to know, you ride to Lucasville. It looks like prison. When I pulled up to Lucasville, they got gun towers and guns. Pulled up, took me inside. As soon as you get out, they ain't asking you nothing. Get out, they hollering, they got them PRs, hitting stuff. There's some footprints, find some footprints and get to them. And drop your clothes now. Prior to getting to my cell, I was in L2, which is the block 2, cell 2. Prior to even getting there. I see a CO coming up the hallway through the other gate. He got somebody in the wheelchair, he walking like this, they handcuffed to the wheelchair, and dude throat cut from here to here, and blood just coming down. This is the first inmate that I see on the other side of that gate, other than quartermaster from process. So, you know, I get down to my cell, sit in the cell. It was empty. It was dirty, dingy. You know, the color. It had this real heavy feeling. I had never been to prison before, juvenile, down in the county jail, nothing, you know, and I just sat in the middle of the rack, just sit there looking around. First phone call, I called my mother. She said, "Baby, how you doing?" I said, "Mom, I don't think I'm ever coming home. I'm probably gonna have to kill somebody in here." Scared. They used to call me Youngstown because you don't give everybody your real name and stuff. So they called me Youngstown in Lucasville. And he threw me a book, a real little thin book, by Naeem Akbar titled "Breaking the Chains of Psychological Slavery." And he just threw it down to my cell and it slid in and he told me to read it. He said, "I'm giving you this book because you're not like other guys, man. I like you. Read that book." Breaking the Chains of Psychological Slavery is the first book that I have ever read in its entirety at that time on my own. But First time I read the book, I done read it. It's a little thin book like that, probably like 70 pages. I read it, I give it back. Here you go, boss. Thanks. I done did this all through high school. Yeah, I read it. Joe did something that other people didn't do. Hey, youngster, come to rec. Go to rec and we hit the track. We walking. He said, man, I like you, youngster. You all right. You ain't like the rest of these dudes. So we strolling, been that corner. He said, what you read in that book? I said, oh, boss, man, you know, they talking about indoctra. I couldn't read, man.
And that was the change. You know, I didn't want to be what everybody else wanted me to be no more. I didn't want to be what everybody else needed me to be anymore, because when I discovered that about myself, it kind of hinted to or alluded to the fact that everybody else is in that same position.
But there was a word in there, indoctrination. What was that?
Man Up. It's an acronym for Men Acknowledging Nature's Ultimate Purpose. It poses the question, what is man's purpose? I was a man with not only was I a man, but I was a young man with a child, with a young male child. You know, some years had gone by, and I'm just looking at stuff, and something just hit me like boom, like the most profound thing ever. Everything in life got a purpose, man.
I'm gonna prove that everything was created with a purpose, and I'm gonna show you why this foundation is important.
Everything in life got a purpose, and you look at the tree, and you just look at it, and we take it for granted, but that tree gives off oxygen. And without the oxygen, I'm through. We die. This incarceration and things was my proverbial walk down the street in the rain. So I started appreciating the car being the universe.
Who are you? But you can't tell me your name. I'm a man. You a man, my dude.
You know, like my father wasn't there. I had a stepfather. You know, it was a guy in the house and he helped my mom, loving for it, you know? But a man, an adult male human being, that's the actual definition of a man, yes. None of that stuff made sense. You know, different religions and all that stuff. I just was struggling with understanding that stuff, but it just started making sense. I am a man. What is a man? What is the definition? Somebody to take care of his responsibilities, somebody that, it's an adult male human being. Look up those words, the adult, mature, ripe, seasoned, experienced. You know, I start seeing the journey and stages of life, the process of maturation started to make sense to me.